Here's Brody Brazil.
Okay, the contrast and the visuals here are pretty striking. This is the Coliseum, as I remember it growing up, and this is the Coliseum today, post-1995 renovations when they added Mount Davis. That big center field structure, it obviously changed the look, the feel of the entire stadium when the Raiders came back, and all of a sudden the Coliseum once again became a year-round, multi-purpose facility. But I'm here to say in this video, for everybody that complains and says Mount Davis ruined the Coliseum, visually, I can agree with that. I'm not saying no to that. Visually, I agree with that. But Mount Davis isn't the Coliseum's biggest problem. Let that sink in for a second. So many people blame Mount Davis on the Coliseum being what it is here today in 2022, a very outdated venue for the Oakland A's. So we all remember mid-90s, this construction going on. The A's actually had to start one of their seasons in Las Vegas because this construction was so intense. It took most of a year to go up. It was so distracting. They were literally welding during day games. It was pretty crazy. But this change alone, like I said, it changed the visuals, it changed the feel, but this alone is not what set the Coliseum back. The actual structure itself, the original Coliseum footprint, that big circular design that's sunken down 20 plus feet into the ground. You realize the playing surface of the Coliseum, field level, that is 20 plus feet below sea level. Those walls that make up this structure, they're all concrete. You can't tear it down necessarily and move it and totally reconstruct it. This Coliseum has been limited by a lot of different factors. Its shape, its size, its composition. It makes it really tough to do improvements. And yeah, it has largely remained unchanged and, most importantly, unimproved throughout the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, most of the 2010s. I mean, literally until 2017 or 2018 when this new group of the A's tried to add a bunch of amenities, test some things out. I understand the West Side Club was installed, probably also mid-90s. But as for, like I said, the original circular structure of the Coliseum, not much has been done over the years to improve the fan experience. Literally, think about it. What had been done for all those decades? And that alone is what set the Coliseum back. Yeah, Mount Davis made it look ugly. That's the eyesore, no question. But the worst part was ignoring updates, not constantly putting money into the Coliseum over the years, so that now it's basically beyond updates. It's beyond repairs. I mean, we go back to the oldest major league parks. Fenway and Wrigley, right? They should never be touched. 1912, 1914, but they have gone even recently. Major overhauls to the fan experience. Not to mention over the years, money and projects were, invested and constructed and improvements happened to both those places over the years. The Coliseum is the fourth oldest venue in Major League Baseball, and it's behind Dodger Stadium by only 4 years. And I want to use Dodger Stadium as an example here in just a second, but look after the Coliseum and then Angel Stadium, which, yes, by the way, has been totally redone in Anaheim and is about to be replaced in Anaheim. Then you have to skip to the 70s, and then you get to the late 80s. And I think right after that, number 8, I believe, is Camden Yards in the 90s. So it just goes to show you how few very, very old facilities remain and how many of all these other ones, including number 6, Kauffman Stadium for the Royals, that stadium has been completely redone over the years. The Coliseum has not been redone, only the center field section and really small pieces in between here and there. But why is Dodger Stadium a great place? I'm here to tell you and prove my point. The Coliseum didn't get these updates. Dodger Stadium over the years has got these updates. In 2013, they gutted the lower level of seats. They added in bigger concourses. Now, they could do this, and yes, it's also, this stadium also built in kind of to a hill like the Coliseum is, but it's more of a baseball-only venue. The circular shape didn't cater to a football field. They've never had the NFL on a regular basis year after year at Dodger Stadium. So they could do this type of project And they did this type of project many years ago so that this stadium was updated. And even still, 7 years after this was in the summer of 2020, they added that brand new center field plaza out there because they had the room, they had the space, and they were able to invest. And they've kept investing. Dodger Stadium has always felt like going to Disneyland. Yeah, it's a bit old, but it's always how you remember it as a kid because they keep it in literally pristine shape. Quite honestly, it reminds me a lot of SAP Center in San Jose, where the NHL's San Jose Sharks play. Building opened in 1993, but if you go there here in 2022, it almost still has that new venue smell to it, and everything is polished and clean and kept up to the highest standards. The Coliseum missed out on that for so many decades, it's impossible now to play catch-up. So I digress a little bit. I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but my point is this. Mount Davis is an eyesore. I'm still frustrated by Mount Davis and all the extra tarp that never needs to be there and the ugliness of this structure and how it was meant for football and kind of just looks ugly there for baseball. I am not for it at all. I regret it completely, start to finish. But I'm also here to say that Mount Davis alone has not been and is not right now, it is not the Coliseum's biggest problem.